You've probably seen so many videos telling you that you can make $5,000 a month on RedBubble selling Midjourney made stickers, or about how this AI tool can just fart out 500 images in 10 minutes for you to make those precious dollars. And this video is not touching up on the fact of, is this actually legit or reasonable or sustainable, or if anyone is actually going to buy these things, or you're just going to lose money. This video is about the legality of it. And I do not mean the legality of it in terms of if this photo that I made using Midjourney or Night Cafe or Creative Fabrica is infringing on anyone's copyrights. That is a totally different topic. I'm not saying I'm for infringing on copyrights, but that is a totally different topic for different videos. This video, the legality issue in it is if it's even allowed on different marketplaces for print-on-demand to be selling AI-generated art. And I feel like a lot of people are not really touching up on that. The information online is quite confusing and contradicting, and that's why I'm making this video. So is it really legal to sell AI art on RedBubble, on Society6, on InPrint, on Zazzle, on multiple platforms, multiple marketplaces, including Etsy and Amazon? And the thing that I feel like a lot of people don't understand is, again, we're not talking about the legality of photo, because if we're going to take stock photography, for example, you go onto Shutterstock or to other websites and you legally purchase a photo to be used for commercial purposes. Did you know that you cannot use it for print-on-demand wall art on Etsy? Because even though the person who took that photo had the right to display it on Shutterstock and had the right to give you commercial use of that photo, Etsy, as a marketplace, doesn't want stock photography featured there if you were not the one taking the actual photo. So that is the question that we're going to be touching up on today. And this question comes from my journey of contacting multiple marketplaces on various places online, Instagram, Facebook, emails, chasing some of them, to the point of actually confronting them with a question that I have asked, because I don't know if you've ever had this. You're asking a platform a question and their response has nothing to do with your question. So I did the best that I could to confront multiple marketplaces with the question, can I sell on your platform something made using AI? And by I mean also you. But before we get started, I would like to get a few, legal aspects out of the way. Number one, I'm not a lawyer. I'm not a copyrights lawyer. If you want to consult a copyrights lawyer, do not ask me questions. I recommend if you want to consult a lawyer on something, on a legal matter, don't consult any YouTuber, just contact a lawyer. I did this research to the best of my ability, and these were the answers that I was given. Number two, anything can change, okay? I made this video a few months ago about the fact that you can affiliate your own print-on-demand product on Zazzle with Society6, but with Etsy it's not allowed. However, about a week and a half after I made that video, Etsy decided that you can affiliate your own stores. So everything that I'm saying in this video can obviously change. The same way that marketplaces used to be okay with us promoting political things and then they became less okay with that, anything can change. Number three, if a marketplace tells you that it's okay to sell AI-generated art, that doesn't trump over copyright infringement and trademarks. If you are using a trademarked phrase on your AI art, you're still going to get banned, not because it was AI art, but because it's trademarked. You cannot AI art create Mickey Mouse. It's copyright infringement and a violation of Disney's intellectual property. And number four, for a lot of people who have been commenting that AI art cannot be called that because it's not art, the term AI art generator is sort of a legal term on how to call these apps. It's like saying that Canva is a design tool, and then people say, oh, but you're not a true designer if you're using it. Okay, maybe I agree with you on some of these things, but it's a design tool. That's the name of the tool. So an AI art generator, it is what it is. It's an artificial intelligent tool that generates art. Whether you agree that this is actual art or not, that doesn't change the fact that this is the way to say this. This is an AI art generating tool. With all that out of the way, yay, legal stuff. Let's get started with the actual video of me contacting multiple marketplaces. This was really funny. So this whole thing started because I wanted to do the challenge that I'm currently running. We're at week 4, if I'm not mistaken, to upload a mass amount of AI art to Redbubble to see if I can sell something. This is a challenge that I'm doing ironically, but it also includes a bunch of really cool tutorials, and I will leave a link to the playlist of that challenge down below. However, before I started that, I was like, is it legal to sell AI art on Redbubble? So I Googled that. And I found a bunch of articles saying that it's not legal. I found a bunch of articles saying that it is. The thing is that none of these articles actually referred to anything on Redbubble's terms of service or terms of use or terms of upload or any kind of terms that they have. So I went over to Redbubble, I did my research, I discovered that there is nothing there about AI art. So around the end of June, I DM'd Redbubble on Instagram to see if you can legally sell AI art there. And with that message, 2 days after, I embarked on this journey of contacting multiple platforms. And I had a process in place for this. The first thing is that I made a list of platforms that I want to check. So we have Redbubble, Spreadshirt, Displate, Society6, TeePublic, Zazzle, Imprint, Threadless, Fry North America, Etsy, Merch by Amazon, CF, which is Creative Fabrica, and FY. FYI, does anybody know what FY is? Because they've been popping on my feed a lot. I actually ordered from them. It looks kind of weird as a print-on-demand provider to market themselves that way. But if you guys know what FY is, please comment down below. And also if you want me to make a tutorial about FY. The second step was that I Googled all of these marketplaces, their terms of service, their FAQ, to check out if they have anything listed about AI. Some of them already had information about using AI art right there, whether it was on the homepage, on the blog section, on terms of service. So that really sped the process up. However, when I say some of them, I mean a very small amount of them actually had information about it. So Googling to make sure if maybe I don't need to contact that platform for that. And that led me to step number 3, which is starting to write to the companies that don't have anything clear on the FAQ. So the content of my message, whether it was on Facebook or on an email, was, hello, for example, TeePublic team. I have seen so many YouTubers saying that people can sell AI art on, and then the name of the platform, so TeePublic, and some articles saying that you cannot do that. However, there is nothing about this topic on your website itself. I'm a YouTuber for print on demand, and I would love to know if that is something that is legal to do. Can people sell AI art on your platform as is, combine AI art with their designs, or not at all? Thank you so much, Mayor Royal. And then I kind of went back in the process to try to Google some stuff or to search for some stuff. And I found this guy, Philip Andrus, who made a video about 5 months ago about the same topic. I'll leave a link to that one down below. I think he also checked companies that I didn't check, or I checked some companies that he did. This was 5 months ago. We'll leave a link to that video down below. And he mentioned contacting everyone on social media. Now, I was emailing them back then. And then I was like, you know what? I'm going to also try social media. I mean, come on, maybe that will be a fastest way for me to actually get them to answer. Maybe, you write to them on social media and they're like, you need to contact our legal team in this email. And in a lot of cases, the email that was provided to me from the representatives of the social media platform was a different email than the normal contact us email. So that definitely boosted my experience or my reply rate. So thank you, Philip, for the idea of contacting them on Facebook. I waited about 3 weeks to get the most responses that I can to make this video with most of them. And with some of them, I kind of gave up after emailing them several times. And here are the responses for what I got, starting with Spreadshirt. I originally contacted Spreadshirt through their contact page or something. They didn't really reply. And then I messaged them on Facebook. To that, they replied, please contact our legal team. The email address for that was legal@spreadshirt.net, which I did. And then they replied about a couple of days later, publishing AI art on Spreadshirt is not an issue as long as it complies with our marketplace and community guidelines. When uploading these designs, please take special care in making sure the quality is good enough for printing. This to me is a really good response, and it touches up on a lot of issues. They don't mind AI art being used on their platform, but they want to make sure it doesn't copyright infringe on anyone or that you actually upload something good with good quality. I have seen people, when this AI art thing started, especially with Canva, create an AI art design on Canva or on any platform that is really small, and then go to Canva and then make it really big and then just download it. Making artwork bigger doesn't mean you have bigger DPI. It means you have less. So thank you, Spreadshirt, for addressing that when replying to people. Make sure that the quality is good enough for printing, but Spreadshirt is a yes for selling AI-generated art. TeePublic is up next, and I emailed them on July 2nd, and they replied, as stated in our terms and conditions. Really? You have nothing in your terms and conditions about AI. That's why I emailed you. As stated in our terms and conditions, when you submit or upload content on the website, you represent and warrant that you own all copyright in the content. Or if you're not the owner, that you have permission to use the content and that you have all the rights required to display, reproduce, and sell the content. If you have questions regarding that, you are welcome to contact an intellectual property specialist. TeePublic reserves the right to remove any design which we feel violates our terms and conditions, content policy, or in response to a valid DMCA claim. If anyone watching this can see the correlation between what I asked and what they replied, please let me know, because I could not find it. I emailed them back saying that they actually didn't answer my question. To that, they replied to my email, "We are unable to provide legal advice. You're not able to tell me what is legally allowed to be sold on your platform? Okay. If you have questions regarding this, you are welcome to contact an intellectual property specialist." And that I replied to, "You want me to contact a lawyer that has nothing to do with TeePublic and ask if TeePublic allows using AI art. Okay? I will make sure to mention that in the video that TeePublic themselves don't know if they allow using AI on their own platform, a commercially used, non-infringing AI-generated art. P.S. A lawyer would tell me they cannot provide an answer to what TeePublic approves, and I need to contact TeePublic support." By the way, I did contact an intellectual property lawyer just for the fun of it, and he responded with, "Are you joking me? I cannot tell you what's allowed on TeePublic. You need to ask their legal team." Which was exactly my point, and to that email, they never replied again. This is so weird. Now, at this point, when moving on to our third platform, which is Displate, I would like to provide a comic relief in the form of the conversation that I had with them. So Displate was my longest journey to get an answer due to their very annoying robot, their chat robot, which, So I sent them the message on July 2nd, as I mentioned, with having a question. Many YouTubers talk about uploading AI art. Can we actually sell it on Displate? And then I replied, "Hello, my name is Alfred and I'm a Displate bot ready to help. Sorry, it looks like your message is too long for me to process. Darn it. My electronic brain is wired this way by my makers. At the moment, it cannot handle more than 256 characters in one go. Please use shorter sentences and I'll be happy to help." And then I wrote, "Can I sell AI art on Displate?" To that, Alfred replied, "It's great to hear that you want to join Displate community. I have had a Displate account, I don't know for how many years now. We will happily review your submission. Please send us your portfolio at join@displate.com so we will get familiar with your artistic style. Our preferred size of each artwork in your portfolio is a minimum of 4060 pixels by 2900 pixels, and it takes on and on from there, and they will get in touch with the artist who got accepted." And I was like, "I'm already a Displate seller. You haven't answered my question." And then they replied, "Sorry to hear that you want to leave Displate. To delete your account, please go to the section account setting." And I'm like, "I don't want to cancel my account. I want to talk to a human." And they wrote, "Please confirm the type of account you wish to delete by clicking the right button." And I was like, "I want to ask a legal question. Sure, I can contact you with my fellow agents. However, I'm also happy to help if the issue is regarding one of the below topics." And at this point, I clicked on content agent multiple times. It did not help. It did not help. The chat at any point did not actually give me an agent. So I went to their website, tried the chat there. It was the same robot. Maybe he remembered me. And then I finally found an email and emailed a bunch of them. And the answer was, "We would like to let you know that Displate is an open marketplace where artists upload artwork on their own. Displate verification system is automatic and checks all uploads for their print quality. Also, the verification process does not concern art style or technique of creating artwork." To that, people might think it's okay to use AI art because, again, it does not concern art style or technique of creating artwork. Nevertheless, Displate is built upon respect for artists and their intellectual property rights, as well as the intellectual property rights of third parties. Therefore, it is crucial that while registering and uploading designs, all artists must confirm that they own all intellectual property rights to submitted motifs. If you have any questions, please let us know. Okay, I did reply to them that I have a question. Can you use AI-generated art on Displate? Because, that was the initial question that I wanted to know, and to that they replied, we do not limit AI-generated uploads. However, artists are responsible for all artworks they submit on our website. If we receive any report on infringing or copyrights, we verify it and delete the artwork in question. So that is a yes from Displate. You can sell AI-generated art. Just make sure it doesn't infringe on anyone. Next up, Zazzle. And I actually didn't have to contact Zazzle because they do have that information flat out on their website. It's a page about their content guidelines. So Zazzle content guidelines. I will leave a link to that page down below. And that page reads as follows. At Zazzle, we believe in using artificial intelligence, AI, technologies to foster creativity, increase efficiencies, and enhance skill sets. Great. That's how I like to use AI as well. The thing is, that after going over all of these things about ownership, about enhancing your skill set, about your productivity, about your efficiency, after we see all that and take all of that in and all the maximizing efficiencies we can, we move on to AI in action, where at the bottom it says all designs that contain any AI-generated content as part of the final composition, so even if it's not fully made by AI, but as a part, should be appropriately tagged as generative content. That is one of the 13 tags when you upload a product to Zazzle. It's generative content in one word. They also write, of course, that you cannot knowingly copy from any existing design, and they should adhere to the same standards of quality in terms of Zazzle in general. So that is yes, that is a yes from Zazzle without having to ask them, because they literally have this on their platform. Moving on to Fine Art America. I sent them an email on July 2nd, and I don't know if you guys know this, but when I was Googling all of this, I actually found that Fine Art America has their own AI art generator. They have it on Pixels, which is their sub-company that they opened after they decided that Fine Art America is too niche to the United States. And Pixel is also the platform that you are using when you want to sell digital downloads or digital files like stock photography on Fine Art America, or the platform that you get a subdomain from if you have your own subdomain shop from Fine Art America, like your mini shop. So on pixels.com, there is a page that's called Print AI Art, where a buyer, like someone who's looking at the platform, can go and create AI art themselves, like prompt it and then make it and ship it to them. That page has no information about what a seller can do or not do. I have since emailed Fine Art America about 3 or 4 times more and have not gotten any response till this day. Moving on to Society6, and I feel like when it comes to Society6, I almost already knew the answer. I almost didn't even want to contact them. Society6 pride themselves on being a place for true artists. They always try to differentiate themselves from the stigma of other marketplaces in terms of spamming, and there were so many articles saying that you cannot upload AI art to Society6. All the articles that I found online, those who are stating that you can or cannot use AI art for RedBubble or can or cannot use AI art for TeePublic, all of them said you cannot use AI art for Society6. But as I'm contacting everybody, I also contacted Society6, emailed them on July 2nd with the same email that I emailed everybody. And they replied, actually quite simply, that was one of the easiest replies I've ever gotten. Artists can upload AI-generated artwork as long as they have the rights to the content that was created by the AI. So yes, AI-generated art on Society6 is a yes. Moving on to Threadless. I literally found a dedicated article on what AI art is on their blog. It's saying things like unlocking new avenues for creativity and featuring shops using AI. Literally, they feature shops on Threadless that use AI art. So after that, I didn't really feel the need to contact them. I mean, if they're featuring shops made using AI, knowing that they're made using AI, I'm pretty sure they allow it, and I will leave a link to that page down below. That is a yes, in my opinion, from Threadless. Moving on to RedBubble. Oh my god. So again, multiple articles saying different opinions. You can sell on Redbubble AI art, you cannot sell. And I messaged them on Instagram on June 30th. This is how all this thing actually started. And they said to contact support. So I did contact support on July 2nd and received this reply. Hey there. Thanks for getting in touch with Redbubble. Because we're unable to offer you any specific legal advice, I'm sorry, you cannot tell me what you allow on your platform? Okay. We cannot pre-approve content you'd like to upload or provide guidance on how you should manage your shop. It has nothing to do with what I asked. Keep in mind that the products in the dynamic marketplace change frequently. That has nothing to do with what I asked. And also, they don't change frequently, honey. They don't. They don't. Please do not use the site as a definitive guide for what is okay to upload, display, and sell. You're telling me not to use the information from your website as guidelines on what to sell or not to sell. Really? That doesn't make any sense. Never mind the fact that this does not answer my question. I cannot believe a human wrote this. An important thing to consider is that artists take sole responsibility for the products in their shop. The Redbubble user agreement requires that you own the intellectual property rights to any material you publish or have permission to display, reproduce, and sell products on the marketplace. Identical to the phrasing of TeePublic makes sense. They're the same company. If you are unsure if you have the rights to or the authorization to upload a work, it is generally better not to do so. However, you're more than welcome to independently research the relevant copyright, trademark, or publicity rights, and it goes on and on and on from there with more links on what is their intellectual property FAQ and user agreement, which again does not answer my question. I emailed them back saying that this doesn't actually answer my question, and they never replied. They never replied. Well, they did say it's better not to upload if I don't know. I did upload. I'm not getting banned so far, so maybe that's okay. I have no idea because Redbubble just don't want to answer a question. I feel like this is something that I also talked about with Misho, and he was like, why would they want to answer your question? What's their motivation? I mean, they can just say anyone can upload anything because their goal is to make money. And to be honest, yes, Redbubble is not a place for independent artists to make a living. It's a place for Redbubble to make money. Yes, we can make commissions along the way, but this is not a place for artists to discover themselves and get financial freedom from doing their art. Redbubble is a place for Redbubble to make money. We have several other platforms to go over. However, at this point, I would like to kindly ask you that if you liked this video so far and found this content useful, please hit the like button down below. Every time you do that, it really does help my channel and it makes me feel better for emailing all these platforms relentlessly for the past 3 weeks. Also consider subscribing if you like more content on print-on-demand design stuff and that kind of thing. Moving on to InPrint. So InPrint, I didn't really have to contact them. They have information about this on their website, and it's not about the fact that you can use AI, but it's that you cannot post something entirely made with AI. Again, that link will be down below as well. There will be a bunch of links. Honestly, I'm probably going to leave one link that goes into like a post or a page on Maytribe, and all of these other links are going to be there. Moving on to Creative Fabrica. Creative Fabrica is not print on demand, but still I know that a lot of people here on this channel are interested in selling on Creative Fabrica. And yeah, Creative Fabrica. Can you sell AI art with Creative Fabrica? This was literally the easiest answer I got, other than, you know, checking guidelines. But in general, this was the easiest because I'm literally talking to my contact on Creative Fabrica. So I contacted my contact, Larissa. How many times did I say contact in the last few seconds? Okay. I contacted my contact, Larissa, and asked her if you can sell, you know, I literally told her, like, this is the video that I'm making and I want to know the answer. And then she replied, yes, you can sell AI art on the CF marketplace. AI art can be sold on CF regardless of where it was created. The only restriction on our end is that they must upload it to the AI generated category. So when you upload anything to Creative Fabrica, you choose if you're uploading a needlework or graphic design or something like this. There is actually literally a category for anything made with AI. So you have to upload it there. You cannot just upload it and make it look like it's your own. It's also good to note it is important to check the terms of service of the generator that was used to create the AI art, as that one may state personal use only. And this is something that I see a lot of people confused about when it comes to AI generated art, because again, we have to have consent on this from both sides, from the tool that made it and from the place that we want to market it. And for example, my recent video about Lexica, if you look into Lexica, you will see that on the free version, that is very, very limited in terms of the designs you can design, you are only allowed personal use. You have to be on one of their commercial plans, their pro plans, to actually use it for commercial purposes. I have also seen multiple YouTubers create videos about this really cool AI tool by Adobe or by Microsoft or any of those. And while in the videos, they are showing this is an amazing AI tool. Imagine how many t-shirts I can make with this. Imagine what I can do with this with my print on demand. If you actually go to that AI tool and you check for their terms of service, you find out that you can only use it for personal use. So I really highly recommend checking with your AI art generator if you can use it for commercial purposes. From my experience and my knowledge at this point, Creative Fabrica Spark, you can create anything and use it for commercial purposes if you have the license. Also, Night Cafe, the full rights belong to you to use this for commercial purposes, as well as anything generated from Kittl. However, if we're taking Kittl, for example, you're using their AI art to create an end physical product or a printable, not an end digital product for later reselling. Always check with the platform the commercial use that is allowed with anything that you make in that platform, whether it's AI art or text or a website or clip art or anything. In regards to that, yes, you can upload and sell AI-generated art on the Creative Fabrica marketplace as long as you're uploading it to the category of AI generative designs. And for those of you who wonder about how to actually upload things to Creative Fabrica, we'll show this more extensively on Sell on Creative Fabrica Part 4, which is about how to list anything that will be later on in August. Moving on to FY, which is the company that I don't know if people heard about them. They have been popping up my feed so many times. I've had viewers of this channel DM me if I've heard of them. I actually made a test order from them for 3 different prints that I would love to tell you if they're in good quality or not, but I kind of lost them in my apartment. Still situating myself into this new space. They have a lot of contradicting information on that website in terms of if you want to sell there. I mean, it does tell you that you can sell shower curtains and stuff, but then you only design something to be uploaded to prints, and it's a huge marketplace for a bunch of other stuff. And when I contacted them about that, they actually didn't provide me with an answer and just gave me we will have other products in the future, and none of these products were products that were listed as the options to sell on the website. Never mind. I didn't feel the need to contact them because on the page of becoming a seller, they literally share reviews from 3 different sellers, and one of them saying that she was looking for a place to sell her Midjourney creations, and that's on the How to Sell on FY page. So I didn't feel the need to contact them and ask them if you can use AI art because they literally feature 1 out of 3 people saying that they're using Midjourney. Etsy. I need water before Etsy. Etsy states in their terms of service that you need to make the designs yourself. That does not answer my question because some people might say, this means you cannot use AI because you didn't make it. While from a legal standpoint, some people might claim you did make it because you put in the prompt and it's a tool, just like any other tool that you'll be using. So I did feel the need to ask them. And also Etsy has prided themselves of being the marketplace where you can sell, handmade and things that you make yourself, and even print on demand. Had to have this long period of integration, full integration with Etsy, complying with their rules about you actually designing a part of it. So, yeah. I emailed them. I used their help system. Did anyone ever use the help system on Etsy and it actually helped them? Please let me know. There is no actual place to place that question in their get help. I mean, there is nothing about legal questions or anything, but I did just email a bunch of stuff. I did it multiple times. I clicked on every possible thing, shipping, sellers in India, ads and stats. I clicked on everything and emailed from that point. And I got a reply from Etsy. Wow. Thank you for reaching out to Etsy. I am with Etsy support team. I can see that you have query regarding selling AI art on Etsy. I can look into this for you. I'm sorry, didn't you already look into this before emailing me? What? Okay. I've taken a look and see that selling AI art is not on the prohibited items to sell on Etsy. I'm sorry, am I contacting someone from Etsy to read the terms of service themselves? Okay. However, currently, you can sell any art or design created with the assistance of artificial intelligence on the Etsy platform as long as you have the right to use that image. Why is it however currently? But fine. For added assurance, I'll also be raising this concern to the higher team for them to give us more insight about selling this thing in the platform. I love the very, very professional language that comes out of this email. Let me know if you have any questions. I'd be happy to answer them. Thanks for your time and have a great day. Look after yourself. Thank you, Daphne. Thank you, Daphne. I actually did reply to you. I told you that I would love to hear back from you after you check with your higher team. But Daphne, you never got back to me. So that's a yes from Etsy, pending further investigation. I don't know why I find this video so funny. I feel like it's like I'm filming this video and it's a clash of 3 weeks of trying to get this information, and it just comes out of me. I think it's not even 3 weeks. It's almost like 3.5. It's almost a month by this point. And of course, how can we finish this video without merch by Amazon? I found multiple articles saying that you can, multiple articles saying that you can't. None of these articles are actually quoting anything specific from Amazon itself. For those of you who are talking about KDP having that copyright restriction, so it's not rights, it's copyright, so hence that would be a no. Merch by Amazon actually requires rights, not copyright, so it's a maybe. I have contacted Merch by Amazon over 12 different times to 4 different emails and never got a response. Now, to conclude this video, that again, I don't know why I'm laughing so much. 1, there were several platforms that genuinely surprised me, such as Society6 saying that it's completely okay to sell AI-generated art on their platform. I felt maybe that their reputation, maybe it's my understanding of their reputation, is that there would be some kind of like, I don't know, like imprint that you can use AI art, but not as is. I mean, I can make so many cool things using AI art that you would not even imagine this was made by an AI art. For example, generating from Creative Fabrica Spark, the PNG maker, a woman sitting and reading a book, which I have. And then I took that painting of a woman, turned it into a stamp on Procreate, and then sort of stamped it, created backgrounds around it using brushes that I actually spent time making myself. So there was a lot of work involved in creating that painting. And I do love using that technique, and we will be talking about this technique on week number 6 of the RedBubble challenge. I'll give you a look inside my Procreate now that I have a bunch of lights in my apartment to film. But again, I wasn't expecting Society6 to actually flat out tell me that it's okay, as they did. Number 2, conclusion or final words for this. I did not expect so many companies to provide me with a non-answer reply. I don't know, maybe I thought that these companies would just not respond instead of telling me something that has nothing to do with what I asked. I mean, some of these answers were like, did you get like an F in reading comprehension in school? I don't know. Do you guys have that in the US or wherever the representatives are from? Because we did have that in Israel, because for most Israelis, English is a second language. So we did have a reading comprehension part. And I guess most of the representatives of these companies failed that in their school. 3, in my conclusions or final words, as you might have seen from the tone of some of these replies, it feels like these companies don't actually have any policies in place. I mean, the fact that a representative on Etsy is telling me that they're going to check their terms and they didn't find anything on their terms to contradict, so they're going to consult a higher team. I mean, come on, guys. The people there on Etsy, the people there on RedBubble, the people there on TeePublic, have you not heard about AI art? I mean, it's been in our world for like, what, a year now? Over a year? I don't know. How are these huge companies don't have a single policy in place for this? And it kind of throws me back to the whole Canva debacle that was existent a few months ago, because it was, and I don't care if you say that they solved it or didn't solve it, but for years, Canva had no information on the actual platform about using this to sell t-shirts, to produce things with print on demand or printables. There was such a lack of information, such confusing language in their terms of service. And even back then when I spoke about it with Misho, he said, why would they flat out say, no, you can't do that? Why would they do that? So many print-on-demand sellers or designers are paying for Canva Pro just for the option to remove background. So why would Canva literally say you can't use it in the way that you have been using it, in the way that videos are being made? Because we now know that a lot of the videos made about selling anything using Canva were wrong and telling you to infringe on copyrights and use Canva in an illegal way. So if we take that to here, why would these companies want to have a policy in place? Why? It's just hurting them from making money. I mean, you would see so many things like Disney go into any platform Etsy, for example, is an amazing example. And you'd see so many things that hurt the infringed trademark, copyright, intellectual property of Disney and many other companies. And the thing is that about a few times a year, Disney actually contacts and complains about these things to Etsy, marking individual and specific listings, and then Etsy removes them. However, it is not that difficult for Etsy to actually make sure no one uploads Disney content. All they have to do is flag the word Disney in the code when uploading something to a title, a text, or a tag, like the description or the tags, and literally flag this. And anyone who writes the word Disney can just get banned or get on review or something. So it's very simple for Etsy to monitor this. It's very simple for these companies to have clear policies, but I don't think that they want to have clear policies, because having a clear policy that limits what people can sell on your platform hurts the amount of money that you can make, in my opinion. So what are you supposed to do? And this is a part of my final thoughts. And the first thing I want to tell you is to stop farting designs. And this is a very professional term in Hebrew. To fart a design or to fart a website, it means to do it very quickly and without paying attention to details. I feel like a lot of people are entering this game of using AI art or selling AI art. And they're like, oh my God, I can sell AI art on Society6. Boom, I'm going to go and I'm going to make like 1 million photos. And I'm going to upload all of them. Dude, they're not going to sell. They're not going to sell on their own. We've talked about this in the video where I was talking about buying for myself from RedBubble. Products that you upload, designs that you upload are not going to sell on their own for the very simple reason that no platform is going to promote your products without existing sales. We have passed beyond the point of if someone searches for a keyword, they have 200 results or 100 results. You are not going to appear on the first results page unless people have already bought from you. Spend more time on marketing, on having a style, on having a niche. To me personally, I love using AI art or AI generated art or AI generated images and clip art. And I use them in so many different ways. And there will be a video about that. I promised you guys a video on all the ways that I'm using AI art, the tools that I'm using. I'm actually thinking about making this a full AI tutorial or full AI on how I do things. There will be a full video on how I use these tools. And almost in no place I'm using them as is, in no way, shape, or form. My advice to a lot of people watching this is to use AI generated content, whether it's text or art, as sort of the blueprint or the beginning or the inspiration or a part of an actual design and not the entirety of the thing. I also made a playlist of every single video that I had on this channel that relates to AI. And again, that could be AI website builders, that could be AI copy tools like text tools and AI generated art. And if you guys are more interested in watching a more, deep dive into each and every one of these tools, I will leave a link to that playlist down below as well. And for those of you who are talking about the fact that AI art is not moral or it's hurting people, I'm not going to say yes or no, because I don't think that this topic is so simple. Because I think that a lot of the things that we're feeling right now, we're feeling them while forgetting that previous generations felt that about what we're doing. I mean, if you look back to the beginning of animation films and animation movies and animation anything, animation was done by hand, by people actually painting or illustrating every single frame. And to those people came a bunch of people with computers and stole their jobs. For all of you who are telling me things like AI art is not actually art, I would like you to know that if you sit at home right now and you take a piece of canvas and you take acrylic colors and you make a painting, to someone who lived 500 years ago, you're not an artist. You know why? Because you didn't mix the paint and you didn't go to a horse to take its tail and make your own brush, because that was the definition of art back then. I made a full video about the rising of AI called Are We Expendable? And if you're interested in a deep dive on that topic, I really recommend you watch that video next. But with that being said, that was it for me for today. I'm done contacting platforms and begging for an answer. Thank you guys so much for watching. And as usual, I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!